dated before the opposite gender, please write it down. There's nothing, you don't have to be embarrassed, all right? There's no shame intended here. You have never dated someone of the opposite gender. Please write it down. Yeah, you can put me, I, show your emoji. I want to see how many. I want to see the majority here. Just only Hamrish and everybody here dated before. Everybody dated before. Wow. AFJ. Anybody else? You have never dated. Okay, I'm not talking about dating therapy. Okay, dating therapy means you go out with someone with opposite gender just to overcome your issues. That's different. I'm talking about dating. That means you go out with someone because there's a possibility that he might become your boyfriend or she might become your girlfriend, that sort of thing. I'm going out with that intention. That's dating. Just two people never dated? That's like unbelievable. Anybody else? You've never dated before in your whole entire life, just two people. And okay, Shma, thank you. Anybody else? And it's not a sin to never date, okay? Everybody else dated. I would love to hear a dating story. I'll call you out later. If your name is not there, I'm going to call you out later to tell me your story. Whom you dated, for how long you dated, yeah, and things like that. If you don't write your name there. It's easier for you to just put your name there now so I won't call you. Even though I'll be calling you. Trust me, I will. Okay, so anybody else? Just three people never dated. All right. All right. Thank you, Jerry, for your honesty. Yeah, that's good. Anyone else? As I say, dating therapy doesn't count. What is the definition of to be called dating? So, yeah, you can lay up with someone, but with the intention that we are laying because with the romantic element present. In a date, there's always the romantic element present. I'm not saying okay, romantic element can mean a lot of things. I'm not saying you must hold hands, but you know that, or maybe I like her, maybe I like him, or maybe just that romantic vibe is there. That's what it means. Okay, you are married to a woman, bro. So you must have dated so many children already. Pastor John, what are you talking? Okay, you say I dated before 3 years. Okay, so of course you dated before. So you are married with children. If you never did, something is wrong with you. Okay, so yes. Anybody else never dated? Never dated. That means the majority of you dated. Okay, if you have dated, then this is going to be a very easy to teach lesson. Because you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go back to Pastor Amanda and I. All right. I would say the most significant woman in my life, and is Pastor Amanda. Definitely from dating therapy to dating to marriage and everything, it's I definitely, all glory goes to God. I definitely would not be the man I am today, the minister I am today without Pastor Amanda. Definitely. Definitely. So that is why I'm like a firm believer in dating therapy. I would say I began my dating therapy the year I met Pastor Amanda. The year, which is, even though, for those who don't know, before Pastor Amanda, I dated two girls, different times. I had like a first girlfriend and a second girlfriend. Of course, I was not deep in my relationship with them. Okay, I was never deep because I was just whenever I broke up with a boy, with a guy, then I will feel I better go straight. I try to go straight, even though I was so gay. That was my past. So whenever I broke up with my first boyfriend, Benjamin, my first boyfriend was Rahim Stephen. I had a girlfriend, Nitalam, an Indian girl also. And then I broke up with Rosalie. Then I had a Eurasian girl, Lucia. And I never had feelings for them. They were not even, I didn't even love them. I'm talking about love as even no platonic love, nothing. I just kind of using them in a way like, I'm sick and tired of guys, so I better go with a girl. Two times before Pastor Amanda. So I will not even count them. My relationship with them did nothing much for me in comparison to when I was 21. I met Pastor Amanda and we became good friends very quickly. There was a season we were good friends. There was a season we were best friends. Different, good friend, best friend. Best means the best among all my friends. There was a season she was my god sister. There was a season she was my girlfriend. Serious, different season. And of course, and since 1996 until now, we are husband and wife. We started off the first 5 years husband and wife without sex, without making love. And then after 5 years later, after our marriage, we were like, until today, praise God, we are more than not just husband and wife, but we also lovers. Okay, that we're in love with each other. You know, we share a romantic relationship. She's my number one person in my whole entire life. And I'm the number one person in her whole entire life. Yeah, so it's amazing. It's amazing to find someone to do life with. Especially this year, I think I shared my testimony a few times. Even though I've always loved Pastor Mender, and I treasured her. She's always been my number one after Jesus. She's always been my number one. But I always felt that, but I think I can survive without a wife. I can survive. I can only not survive without Jesus. I always felt that way. Until this year. I love Pastor Mender. She knows that. I love her. She knows that. I will do nearly anything for her. I will be there. I do whatever it takes. Yeah, I mean, you can ask her. She has to speak for herself. That's why I think about me as a husband. But you can ask her after this. But I never felt that until this year. Why this year? It's related to me falling sick. I've been really sick. I've never been sick before in comparison to this year. Never in my whole entire life. I had some nerve issues. Many of you know that, to a point I've had to go for surgery, and Pastor Manda was there, like for many, many months, taking care of me. Of course, I knew it was Jesus using her, and she bathed me, she fed me, she did crazy loving things for me. Yeah, and it sounds like, so, oh, just because someone take care of you and then yeah, but that has changed my point of view in regards to Pastor Manda. I feel that I don't know whether I can survive without her. Seriously, I don't know if so. We even spoke about it. I said, if someone has to die, make sure I die first. Probably you can. I told her, you can survive without me. I don't know, but she says the same thing. She can't survive without me. I don't know, like, that's what. But for me, I really really know that I can't survive without her. It's so scary, like, to even think that, you know how I'm going to live the next day if my wife is dead, like, kind of, because of what I went through this year. It was so. Some of you lost your husbands, or some of you may not have that kind of relationship with your spouse, the way I'm describing my relationship with my spouse. I mean, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad or whatever, but I'm just telling you my story. So for me, this I've come to that place where, I don't just love my wife, but I don't sure if I can continue living without my wife. I've arrived at that place this year. And this is one of the things that I've experienced this year through my sickness. And I believe that's one of the reasons why God allowed me to go through what I went through this year, and I'm still going through. I do not have my hundredfold healing yet, nearly hundredfold, so much better, but still, yeah. There's many other things I've learned through this season of being sick this year, 2024, horrific. And one of the greatest lesson is how much, how right God is to nudge me into getting married to this woman. And I thank God I said yes. She said yes, and for many, many years. Yeah, even like up to last year, Princess, I not her, but it's me, that I would keep on saying that. But I think the major reason why we are married is because God needs our marriage to be a testimony. Like, more like we are married to be a testimony. Like, our marriage is a testimony, like an ex-transgender can become a husband, can become a father. That kind of thing. I was there, and I was not complaining. I was saying that's like, oh, that's major. But I realized this year that it's more than that. It's a testimony, definitely. Because in reality, if you notice, a lot of ex-LGBTQ are single people. A lot. Even the woman that you saw the video and just now, Pastor Trifina, she's my age, by the way. She's 54. I know her. She's my friend. A lot of them, the majority of ex-LGBTQ people are single. And, like it or not, the world will look at them as not fully recovered. I mean, I don't believe that. I don't think so. Just because you are married, you are fully recovered, and you are not married, you're not fully recovered. But there is a next level of testimony when the ex-LGBTQ actually arrive at the place of marriage. there is something, there is a beauty, when an ex-LGBTQ have a true marriage, like Pastor Man and I, not we are married so that we can become a testimony, but we truly chose marriage because God called us for marriage. We have an amazing marriage. You know what I'm talking about, guys? So I always thought that our marriage is purely, ultimately, the ultimate reason why we end up married is because God need this testimony in the world today. Yeah, which is true still, which is still true, with that, but it's more than that. But God knows that I need a wife. I need a wife. So I told Pastor Manda, if God wants me to continue living, if God insists on taking her first, God has to provide me with another wife as good as her, as loving as her, as kind as her, as beautiful as her, as good as her, or as good as her. All this while I was like, after we talk about things that we if she passed away, then I think I would want to be single again. It's nice to be single again. Like, when I was in my 20s, I miss being single sometimes. But it has changed. I want a wife. I want to have a wife, and not just any wife, of course, Pastor Amanda. Yeah. So let's go back to. I give Pastor Amanda a few minutes now for you now to share. I just shared a little bit about our marriage, how it's been. It's going to be, this is a little bit CCWE, chit chat with ex-transgender pastor with his own wife. So this year we'll be celebrating our 28-year anniversary. So, Princess, so how do you feel, and especially sharing the things going through with me this year with my illness and how I've changed in the way, I look at our marriage, like it's not no longer a testimony, and yeah, all that. And even that part which I know sometimes, for me it's a good thing that I say that if you have to go first, I want to get married again. And it feels like, oh, I want to get married again. How do you feel about that? It's like, of course, I'm not trying to replace you. I think it's more like I've realized how much, like, God is right. I need a wife. I really need a wife. And God is right, and that's why He put you in my life to be my wife. So, but how do you feel when I said this a few times already? Even you passed away, then if God have to take you first, then He must provide me with another wife, someone as loving as you. Yeah. So the thing is that, I'm just throwing random questions, but I'm going to give you the mic for 3 minutes, 5 minutes to talk about our marriage, our journey, because people seldom hear you talk about it. I'm always talking about it. So your side of the story, I went all the way to when we first met. I was 21 and you were 18. Do you want to add anything for that? Yeah, journeying with me in the 90s and all the way to now, being a couple in their 50s. Both of us are in our 50s now with two grown children. How do you feel? Even, and not just for them. Actually, I also like to hear, like in this formal setting. I mean, we do talk about things like this, but in a formal setting, I don't hear you talk enough because it's a different vibe. So unmute yourself and do share about our marriage. There's no wrong or right. Just chill and just share from your heart.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Let me share. Actually, Reverend is my love at first sight. Yeah, I think most of you, I have shared this with, I think not all, maybe not all, but most of you knows that. And I first went to, somehow how God guided me to end up in that school for special ed. And that's why we met, right? So yeah, love at first sight, and the love is always has been in my heart. And yeah, it is a wonderful journey. Yeah, I'm just reading what Reverend wrote. Yeah, asexual. I was asexual, but not. I always been a romantic person. So even when I was interested in with Reverend, I'm a very. I will show you if I'm interested with you. Then I will show you. Somehow, even though I am introvert, but when I if I'm interested with you means I will really show you in my own way. So that even certain time of period that fit Reverend up when he was still in that journey. So I was like going after him. I was active, Actually, when I was the one who was pursuing him actually. Yeah, that showing him the interest and yeah, and I still believe that it is God lah who has put that love and that interest in me to pursue Reverend, even though got rejected when he was going out with his girlfriend, the second girlfriend. I was there, yeah, and but still God still put that not passion, passion for God, still that interest, yeah, for Reverend to pursue him and to go after him. Yes, where we are right now, wow, it's a beautiful journey. Of course, it's not perfect, right? There's up and down. We've been through the toughest time, even in our relationship. With, I think only one person knows, yeah, that toughest season that two of us went through, and yeah, and still God has helped us to be here, lah, where we are. As Reverend said, he don't think so can live without me. And of course he has shared with me that he will get married. My heart is like, if I'm not, I'm one thing is if I'm not here already, then I also don't know, right? If you get married, then you get married. I also won't know. I'll be in heaven. In Jesus' name, I'll be in heaven and I'll be enjoying my life. Yeah. So if he's left behind here, and of course my heart will be someone to take care of him, right? So with that, of course I'll agree with him that he should get married again, and then I will pray that God will, and I believe God will provide for him a wonderful lady that will take over my place lah. Yeah, and and I already said if he died first, I'm not going to get married. Yeah, I already because yeah, I'm not going to get married because I don't think so. This is my personal, yeah. I don't think so I can ever find a husband like him. Reverend, my husband. No one can replace him. Yeah, for me, that he is my protector. Of course, Jesus. Not talking about not talking about Jesus. Yeah, talking about the human. My husband. Yeah, the way he protects me, the way he provides, the way he take care of the family and all that. Yeah, for me, it's like he's the only one. If he's gone, then he's gone. There's no one else for me. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for my side of story. Enough, sweet.
Of course, more than enough, princess. Yeah, that's major difference lah. The part of getting married again. Yeah, I know that she said that she cannot imagine, but never know. If I go first, then things might change. God's will is we don't know what God has in store. Yeah, but of course, it's very untouched to hear that. Whenever she says that she's never going to get married again, I'm blessed to hear that. Yeah. So, but for me, when I say I will, if she goes first, I will marry again. And because we're different, it's not better or worse, it's just different. So I'm going to allow you guys to ask us questions now while we are still, especially Pastor Mena being spotlighted here. She's still around. So, but after this, no more questions in regards to, and I'm going to turn into the book, okay? Going to get a little bit more academic. But now it's free and easy. You can ask questions. You want to ask questions according to what we spoke earlier, what I said, what she said, or even anything that's related to our relationship. Yeah, from the time we met and up to today. Okay? Anyone? Go ahead and ask. Don't be shy. Yeah. And you ask for the sake of learning now, okay? This is your chance. In terms of sexual arousal, okay, in terms of sexual, we can't speak for every couple. We can't speak for every ex-LGBTQIA. Okay, and I'm saying IA because Pastor Mendel also fall under the umbrella because she was asexual, right? LGBTQIA is intersex and asexual. So for those who don't know, asexual also come under the umbrella of LGBTQIA. So we are both ex-LGBTQIA, right? So going to your question, Hamrish, Of course, the sexual arousal is real because we have both have a change of sexual orientation. We both develop. Today, we both have a demisexual orientation. If I still have a homosexual orientation, or if she still has an asexual orientation, then there's no way there could ever be any sexual arousal. No way. Okay, sexual arousal can only exist, I think it's a legit question. Okay, but can only exist based on your orientation. Yeah, so it goes back. So if I have a homosexual orientation, can I still have sex with a woman? I think I don't know. I never experienced that, but it's possible. Maybe the guy can fantasize the woman as a guy. I don't know. I have heard that sometimes in certain cases it happens. Guys with people with homosexual orientation having sex with the opposite gender, but they fantasize. And I think also depends on the individual how strong your imagination is. Yeah, but to us, we can only speak about both of us. I speak for my wife and I. Our sexual arousal is so real. Then especially when we first started, it's like we made love every single day, kind of thing. When we first started, every single day. I know Pastor Mendel will feel a bit embarrassed because she's a woman. Yeah, but that's our story. And it's not even like we're making love to have a child, to have children. It was not even children was not even in the picture at the time, like wanting to have kids. That came a bit later. But when we both developed, she developed a demisexual orientation first. For you all's information, we were both in the journey of recovery. It took 3 years to overcome her issues, and she experienced a change of orientation, asexual to demisexual, in 3 years. For me, it took me 10 years. Okay, for me, it took me a long time. But when we both have arrived at the same place, the sexual arousal is so real that we were making love like every single day, and like it was like two young lovers, like just got married. It's like, yeah, yeah. So of course, as you grow older, the momentum changes. It decreases. And things like that. Every married couple will tell you that, and that doesn't mean we love each other less. We love each other. In fact, I would say we love each other more now, huh, Princess? We love each other more. We understand each other more. We are patient with each other more. Yeah, yeah. So the sex part is just small bit lah. I mean, you're asking. I understand why Hamrish is asking. He's never been dated girl, so of course he's like a little boy curious here. No, I get it. So it's like I get it. You have never dated. But when you get into marriage, we've been married for 28 years, for crying out loud. It's like going to be 30 years in 2 years. Sex is like not the most important thing in a marriage. And anyone who's been married for a while, you will hear them say the same thing. Hollywood will give you a different story, of course. Hollywood is full of lies, but let's talk about, you can ask Ken and Yunfong. Sure, even the dynamics of their sexual life, I mean, they still consider very young, but the dynamics of your sexual life, Ken and Yunfong, is not the same every year, every season. Am I right? It changes, right? Look at them. Look at both of them nodding their heads. Come on, there's another couple here. It's normal, okay, and they are mature enough to answer, to nod their heads. Okay, so that's how it is. So sex is not the element, it's one of the elements in a marriage, but it's not everything. But the first thing he asks is sexual arousal. I get it because this boy is never been dated. So yeah. So anyway, let's go with another question. Anyone else with any other question for Pastor Amanda and I? But the first time happened is after 5 years of marriage. Yes, because our sexual intimacy was and is authentic. We're not faking it. We don't want to fantasize. It's like it has to be real. So I would suggest that for anyone. So you don't fake in being sexually intimate with your spouse. I had to wait for my orientation to really come to a place of change. You know, when I've arrived at the place of having a demisexual orientation, in fact, I was more intimate than her. Pastor Minda can share this. I wanted to be when I've arrived at At a place of change orientation, I went from homosexual to demisexual, but she has already been demisexual for a few years then already. I know that every day she's like waiting to make love with me, the last 3 years before I changed my orientation. She didn't seduce me. She's not the kind of girl, she's such a simple girl. She's by the time she had a change of orientation and I was still homosexual. The guys follow me. I can see she was different already. So for 3 years, like 3 years, I was like, she's looking at me differently. The way, like, hello, we're best friends. Like, we are best friends. We already married. We already decided we are married as best friends. Why are you looking at me that way? Why, like, the kind of thing. Because I have not changed my orientation yet. So I was like, and she, poor thing. To a point, I told her maybe we need to divorce. Not because I don't like her, not because I don't love her. I said, because I didn't know my orientation was going to change as well. I thought this wife of mine slash best friend have experienced a change orientation. And I know that she wants to make love now. She didn't like tell me I want to make love, and then saying, but you can tell the person wants you differently. But I was still not ready. And maybe I would never ever be ready for I didn't know that I'll be blessed with a change of orientation. I never knew that. But so I was like, so we had a talk. I said, I think we need to divorce. We need to not divorce. We can go for annulment of marriage, because annulment means because we have not had sex, so we like annul the marriage, just cancel the marriage. So something like that. We thought, but so he brought it up to my family, and my family was like divided. Some say yeah, go for it. Some says don't. The one who says no to divorce was Pastor Amanda. He said, I didn't marry you to make love to you. I married you because I loved you. She said, make love or not, whatever it is, even you continue to have a homosexual orientation for the rest of your life, I'm going to stay till death do us part. But for me, when I was releasing her, it's not, as I say this again, not because I don't love her anymore, because I feel like kasihan, kan? And there were so many guys after her. She had so many guys after her. Even after marriage, so many guys pursuing her. And I know about, we talk about it, like one of them might be the Mr. Right for you, right? It's like go and just, after that, we can still be best friends. I was thinking that way. But because of her, we stayed in a marriage. And I thank God for that. But you guys don't blame me also. You don't look at me as the villain. It's because I want what's best for her at that time. Then thank God, she fought for the marriage. How did she fight? Not because she fought with me. She fought it in the spiritual realm. She prayed. She fasted. She loved me. That's what she did. And she continued doing dating therapy with me. That's today's lesson. Yeah, she prayed. She fasted. She loved on me. And she continued being my dating therapy partner, showing me what a good woman is all about, helping to. So that process was very important for me, the dating therapy season. And that's why I'm a firm believer that if a person wants to overcome opposite gender issues, they need to seriously go on this dating therapy journey. And it's important. You cannot just sit and talk to your befriender about your problems. These therapies are the practical things that you do. So we still went out, we still talk, we still spent time. Me and her, she's representing what a godly woman is to me. God was using her. So the dating therapy part was so important. On top of that, of course, the prayer and the fasting. So that's why, that has helped me so much in graduating my journey of recovery and even developing a demisexual orientation that I have today. Yeah. So anybody else? Anybody else with any question? It's 8:48. Maybe 1, 2 questions before we look into the book. I hope you're enjoying this instead of this regular jump to textbook VMeet. This is real life. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Only 1 or 2 people nodding their head. The rest, like, hello, respond as a kid and tell me I'm doing the right thing. I felt like doing this. I believe it's the Holy Spirit was leading me to do this. So encourage me by telling me I'm doing the right thing. And some the girl people still camera off. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Shama. You don't have to tell me you have a question. Just shoot. Ask your questions. Don't need to tell me you have a question. Shoot. You can unmute yourself and talk. You don't have to type. Unmute yourself and talk lah.
Pastor, his question is inside the chat box.
Oh, okay. Where? I don't see the chat box. I don't see. Just
I
go
got
ahead,
that.
Shama.
Let me read lah. Let me read
Okay.
his question. How
All
did
right.
you deal with the people who doubted the authenticity of your relationship or journey despite God's work in both of your life?
Okay. Good question, but very simple answer. I think it's my personality because I'm not the kind of person, excuse my language. I don't give a shit. I don't give too much of a shit about people. You know, for me, I don't I don't live my life for people. I live my life. I have been that way and I'm still that way. I'm the kind of person God's opinion of me matters most. You know, you can say what you like. Yes. The God would be the people, my immediate family. After that, the whole world, come on. There will always be people who will judge you or don't believe it. Who cares? I mean, of course, I do whatever it takes, to present my truth. I mean, yeah, I will. I do whatever it takes. But then sometimes, no matter how much you try to present your truth, people will still not believe. So I'm not going to invest my time. I don't. Yeah, I'm not on this planet to convince people that this is real, this is my truth. No, I just, I'm on this earth, Shema, just fulfilling the two commandments, which is to love God with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love others as I love myself. That's it. That's it. So even the whole don't think my marriage is real. I mean, of course, there's many who think that even our children, they say things like it's artificial insemination. We had our children throw out, say no way he had sex with his wife. They don't believe that, and it's okay. Whatever you want to think, whatever you want to believe, that yeah, all kinds of things. I married my wife because prove to the world that I'm gay. If I want to be gay, I'll just pack my bags and leave and be gay. You know what I'm saying? Why should I? Why should I not? If I want to be gay, I'll just be gay. Or why should I? I don't see. Yeah, I think that's just being stupid. I mean, like, yeah. Why? Well, of course, and if I still have a homosexual orientation, let's say I don't want to be, and this is for anyone out there, like for those of you, okay, you're a gay person, and just be a single person who has a homosexual orientation, but you don't have to be married. But I'm married, so it's like nobody forced us to get married, right? So why? Like what what I went through, this is my story, and I thank God that God changed both my wife's and my sexual orientation. I thank God. And I know that God actually saw the future. God had that plan for us. But let's say if I was never married and I'm next gay, I have a homosexual orientation, I'll be single. I'll be single. I will not be married. I think it's not right. The reason why I married Pastor Amanda because she had asexual orientation. If she had a heterosexual orientation, I wouldn't have married her. You understand? So if you are a gay guy, I mean, with still a homosexual orientation, you got to be bisexual at least. I mean, demisexual is the best, I would say. That's my opinion. Okay, maybe I'm biased because it's my own sexual orientation. But you need to be at least bisexual to be married. You cannot be homosexual and get married. Yeah, unless both parties are both ex-gays, ex-gay, ex-lesbian, when both at that point of time have got a homosexual orientation, both love Jesus. That's possible. That means you will live a celibate lifestyle. And I will endorse that marriage. I will. That means something like Pastor Men and I, one homosexual, one asexual, and you got married. Like our pastor. Well, we didn't tell our pastor at that time in the 90s. I don't think she even knew what sexual orientation is all about. We don't even know about. So we didn't talk. We didn't go there. But she actually knew that we love each other. And she saw how real we are in our relationship. So she did the right thing, of course. Thank God because she's part of our journey as well, isn't it? So One person is homosexual, one person is heterosexual, they should not be married. Yeah, yeah. I hope I'm answering your question, Shama. Yes, so I can say more than what you asked. Yeah, so I don't really care, seriously. I've always been like that, you know. Yeah, that's why some people can't stand me. And too bad, it's me. So it's great this way. You don't believe me, you think I care? If I don't have a meal to eat today, nobody's gonna provide for me. It's my God is gonna provide for me. It's my immediate family is gonna give me, but the world don't really care. So why should I care about your opinion or what you believe and what you don't believe? Too bad. Yeah. So don't crack your head about society. You know, don't do that. It's unhealthy for you. Get married because of what people think, or don't get what. Don't do that. Don't live that way. Live your life for Jesus. And for people who really loves you. That's it. Haters will always hate. You know, I've been doing this for like, hello, how many years already? I still have haters. And there's a saying that says if you have haters means you're doing the right thing. You're doing something right in life. Okay, if you have no haters in life means it's questionable. Anyway, let's go to the next question.
Reverend, question, Reverend.
Yes,
Boleh.
of course.
Just want to ask, if you guys get into an argument, okay, and it's like something like quite a serious kind of argument, and then what do you all do? Do you sort it out the same day, or do you just wait, or is it one person usually who makes the first move? Could you please share on that? Thanks.
I want to ask a question. I will answer your question, but I'm curious. Whom you guys think will make the first move to reconcile first? Me or Pastor Mender?
Pastor Amanda, even though I've never met you all physically.
Anybody else?
Pastor Amanda.
Anybody else?
The way you're answering, I think it's you.
It's me. Yes, it's me. We are like totally opposite of what people think we are, actually. I'm telling you. Don't judge a book by its cover. My wife is an amazing human being. Okay. But yes, I will be the one to humble myself and go and say, I love you. I'm sorry. She can go on and on, just cool. I mean, she doesn't fight. She will not raise her voice. She has never raised her voice on me. Never ever, not even once. Never in her whole entire life. We rarely argue. We rarely argue lah. I think can say in our whole marriage maybe 5 times we argued. In our whole marriage maybe 5 times. 28 years of marriage. Rarely argue. We communicate a lot. We share a lot. But let's say when she's not happy with me, she can go quiet lah. But if I'm really, really, really unhappy with her, I can go quiet for a long time as well. And she knows that she has no choice. She'll humble herself and come and pujo and says, I'm sorry. But that's rare. That's rare because I'm rarely like that, but it has happened. The majority of the time when we have like a misunderstanding, not happy, and a lot of our not a lot, in fact nearly most of the time when we have this misunderstanding is about how we raise up our children. That's our the major topic. Not money, not this, not that. It's always that, because we have a different style of raising up children. Yeah, I'm a disciplinarian and she is like a doting mother. She's a doting mother. You know, she will do everything, anything for the children. Like the children is like, oh, you know, even that they are young adults, but she treats them like they are 12 years old, even up to today. Yeah, I mean, I'd say in front of her, okay, not behind her back, but that's not my opinion. She would give them nearly everything. For me to give to my children, I will, even I will make them see that I'm not going to give you easily. You got to earn it. That kind of thing. So, so for me is that you don't simply come and ask me money. Why do you need that money? And do you think money grows on the tree? I'm that kind of person. But whatever she has until she bought out, she'll give everything. She will just give. Yeah, that kind. So we are very different in the way we raise up. That's the major issue. How we argue. Going back to your question, I thank God that we seldom argue. Seldom. But if we do, then I will be the one especially when I made a mistake. Even I'm not sure, Princess, but even if I'm not the one that wrong, I don't know. But I think I'm the one who always like, yeah, just maybe it's a guy thing as well. Women can go on and on and on. It's like, I would just sayang her and just hold her hand or give her a kiss. Yeah, I think it's me lah. Correct. Please admit yourself and correct me if I'm wrong, Princess. But I think it's me who always patch up the the argument whatsoever. Go ahead. She's muted. She's unmuted.
Yeah, as you say, because we hardly argue and all the petty kind of things. So if we do that, then yeah, most of the time he will come and just disturb me and that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah lah. Because we seldom argue, or because of the children. Yeah.
Of course, I think even I say that she's a doting mother, and I don't like her way of raising up children. But Pastor Menda has grown in that area. I also have grown there. I think I was extremely strict with my children. She was extremely spoiled the children. But we both have grown. Yeah, after so many years. So I have decreased in my strictness, and she has increased. She has become a little strict like here and there. I think so. We have both given in to each other. So yeah. I think I've taken her advice, and she has also taken my advice to a certain extent lah. So she's not the same doting mother 20 years ago, or I'm not the same strict father 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, but my children know I'm strict. But yet, let me justify, my children really, really love me. Yeah, and yeah, I'm not saying this because I'm my son, but my children will really come. The first person they will come to when they have problems is me, not their mother. Okay? When they have a problem, the first person they call is me. When they need advice, the first person they'll come. Like once again, Princess, correct me if I'm wrong. The first person they'll turn to is me, the strict father. Yeah. So, and this goes back to the truth that there must be a father in the house, not just any father, but a real father in the house, a godly father. Because a mother is not a father. Yeah. So my children can have conversations with me, but all their dirty little secrets they go to the mother lah. Like they know if I found out, they overspend, they do all these silly things. Don't tell Appa, but I'll find out. Of course, I'll find out eventually. All right. So if we're going to continue this, then there will not be turning to the books. But I'm enjoying this though, But I think we need to turn into the books, right? Yes or no? Please give me the permission to continue chatting.
Unplug, Rev.
Sorry?
Today's unplugged.
Unplug. Okay. Now, yeah, I think this is good lah. So, okay, one last question before we turn into the textbook. But a lot of what we are talking is in the textbook as well. Yeah. So maybe one last question. Somebody else, not the same person. Somebody else, and then we can move.
Reverend, I wish to ask, through your orientation, can you hear me? Through your orientation journey, how many befrienders do you have? And was Pastor Amanda ever one of them?
Yeah. Pastor Amanda was definitely one of, besides being my dating therapy, my official dating therapy partner, she was definitely also one of my unofficial befriender that for many seasons, many years. But unofficial befriender, but I had official befrienders. Official befrienders when I only had official befrienders. We both, Pastor Man and I, we had official befrienders when we were in Choices Ministry for 3 years in Singapore. Only that time. Because the befriender that we teach and present in our ministry is something I started. So in those days we didn't have someone that was officially labeled as befriender, but we were in an ex-LGBTQIA ministry in Singapore called Choices. They had something like a befriender. So Pastor Man had one lady called Juliet who journeyed with her for 3 years. The same lady, but I had 3 different guys journeyed with me for 1 year. While we were in Choices. So I had 3 different befrienders. She had 1 befriender, Valerie. Yeah, these were official befrienders. But then even unofficial befrienders also counts lah. In life as a befriendee, and we can have many befrienders. God will put different befrienders. Befrienders will be someone who's journeying with us in our JOR.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome. So Amrish, you has a question here, but you already asked a question, so I won't answer. So with that's it, right? Let's turn to the books. Okay, let's turn to page 61. So we might just glance through certain portions of this lesson today because of time, and you can just a lot of things in this lesson are very straightforward. You read it and you will understand it. So page 61. Today we are talking about the third season for the befriendee and the befriender as well. Okay, the befriender and the befriendee must have a clear understanding what is season 1, what is season 2, and what is season 3. And the third season is called the dating season. So, objective up there, just below the title of the lesson, participants, which is you, will be able to guide and befriend the sexually and relationally broken individual through the third season of the journey of recovery. All right, so no befriendee should embark into season 3 without graduating from season 1 and season 2. This chronological order must be followed. Okay, you don't come and say, if you come to RLM and you say, I want to be an official befriendee to go on the JOR journey of recovery. I want to do season 3. So you have to give us some evidence that you actually went through and graduated from season 1 or season 2, whether in our ministry or on your own, but you must have gone through some kind of season 1, some kind of season 2 to actually start season 3. The dating season, the third and last season before the befriending becomes sexually redeemed. So after you graduate from season 3, the dating season, then you need to label yourself. I know we label can be a negative thing, but this is positive labeling. Okay, and there is goodness in having positive labeling. Like when after I graduated from season 3, I learned to look in the mirror and say, I'm no longer sexually broken, I'm sexually redeemed. I got to tell myself. I did that for the longest time. And sexually redeemed does not mean sexually perfect, because there's nobody is perfect in their sexuality. It's a journey of perfection. So it's important to know that you are transitioning, or you have transitioned. When you graduate from season 3, you have transitioned from being sexually broken, and now you are sexually redeemed. So I'm no longer sexually broken, I'm sexually redeemed. But if you have never gone through the journey of recovery, don't talk about being sexually redeemed. You're just talking nonsense. So you have to go through the journey of recovery to come to that place of, I'm not saying journey of recovery you have to do it in RLM. You have to go through some kind of journey of recovery before you come to a place. You can't just say, example, if you are a drug addict, listen, if you're a drug addict, I'm an ex-drug addict. No, you can't do that. You have to go through some kind of journey. You have to arrive at certain place before you can say, I'm redeemed from being a drug addict, right? Just calling yourself a drug addict, but you have never experienced anything, does that qualify you as I'm redeemed from being a drug addict? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, so you need to go through a kind of journey. So number 1, I'm reading there. The befriendee should not enter into the dating season without first graduating from the celibate, which is the first season, and then the second season. Sorry, from the celibate, which is the second season of the journey of recovery. Number 2, the dating season is the season that focuses on resolving opposite gender issues. Okay, and opposite gender issues can be vacuum issues. Opposite gender issues can be barrier issues. Remember, you can have, with people of the opposite gender, you can have vacuum issues. With people of the opposite gender, you can also have barrier issues. If you have vacuum issues towards people of the opposite gender, it means if you have vacuum, you are running after them. You go, if you're a guy, then you go from one woman, another one. If you're a girl, then you become a playgirl, one guy, another guy. That's you're running after them. You are like sex craze. You cannot be single. You have to have relationship. That means you have a vacuum issue towards the opposite gender. But you have a barrier issue towards the opposite gender, means you're running away from them. Yes? You following? So I had a barrier issue towards the opposite gender. Even though my mom entered into a long season of abusing me physically, but I didn't. Yeah, I did. At the same time, remember, I had a grandmother who loved me, so that also helped me in my early years. So that helped me quite a bit. Yeah. So let's go to the next point. Bless my voice, Lord. Number 3. A barrier issue towards people of the opposite gender can often bring about LGBTQ issues. That's the barrier issue. As I said, there are two types of issues towards the opposite gender. If it's the barrier, like the one I had, it can often lead you into LGBTQ problem. If you have the vacuum issue towards people of the opposite gender, you will still have problems, but different types of problem. Probably not LGBTQ problem. Or, on the other hand, a vacuum issue towards people of the opposite gender will bring problems such as promiscuity. Promiscuity means you like free sex. You are not faithful to your partner. That's promiscuity. Because you have that vacuum towards the opposite gender, not enough. One man, not enough. One woman, not enough. And you feel so empty, and you think that having sex with them is the way for you to fill your vacuum up, and that's a lie. That's not the way. What you need is feminine love. You need the opposite gender love, not the opposite gender sex. If you have a vacuum issue towards the opposite gender, having sex with them is not going to help you. Are you listening? Are you listening? If you are someone who is sleeping around and you have a vacuum issue, you think, oh, the way for me to resolve my vacuum issue towards the opposite gender is to sleep around. You are being deceived. Okay, but it normally does not bring about LGBTQ issues. Number 5. In this season, the befriendee will learn to notice and appreciate the existence of people of the opposite gender in a healthy and biblical manner. Yeah, and I can totally resonate with this. Yeah, in the past, like women was nothing to me, nothing when I didn't graduate from this season, when I have not graduated from season 3, I was a different person. My eyes always men. Yeah, women is like nothing to me, nothing. But I change my eyes, the way I see change. The way I feel towards women change. I appreciate women, not just my wife. I appreciate women in general. I feel like I look up for women. I make sure, when the women in my life, I make sure they are safe. I treat women differently. I see women as the way I know the Bible and God wants me to treat women. And all this is related to me resolving my issues towards the opposite gender. Are you listening? Come on, are you listening? So going through the third season in the journey of recovery, it's not just about getting married or having a boyfriend. No, it's not. It's much deeper than that. When you graduate from season 3, you become a godly person in the way you see and deal and handle other people of the opposite gender. You can ask, I want to ask Pastor Cheryl a question now. Pastor Cheryl, can you unmute yourself? I'm one of your good friends in your life. Do you think I am a gentleman? You think I'm a good male friend that you have in your life? Put aside, I'm a spiritual father and all that. Put aside the spiritual part of our relationship. But as two good friends, we are good friends. Do you think that I'm like a role model of who a guy is? Like, do you feel safe when you are with me? Do you feel that I care about your safety? I look out for you as a man. Do you feel, don't say it because I'm asking you, but you want a genuine answer from your heart. Do you feel that?
Yeah, yes, Reverend. Okay, just a very recent incident will be, I was telling the leaders that, I might have to travel to KL for a dinner in December, on the 28th. So actually Reverend told me, he told me in another group, he said that not to travel on your own. Yeah, so that is how he care. Yeah, that's how you care. Yeah.
Praise God for that. But in the past, I wouldn't respond to such things that way. And it's all related to but the me going through the third season of the journey of recovery. So I look at women as how the Bible says. As guys, we need to look at women as though they are of the weaker gender. Looking out, being a gentleman, that's how we are supposed to be. And it's related to me going through the third season of the journey of recovery. So any guy here or any girl here, in woman here, you do not know how to, you do not know how to treat people of the opposite gender. You do not know how to treat them in the way you know God and the Word wants you to. You probably need to go through the third season of the journey of recovery, whether it's unofficially or officially. It's important. It's important to know how to treat people of the same gender, how to treat people of the opposite gender, how to think of them. Not, excuse me, not the same. I don't treat men the same as the way I treat the women. It's different. Yeah, and I learned that through my journey of recovery in the third season. Thanks, Pastor Cheryl, for confirming that. Number 6, he or she must stop looking at the opposite gender as the inferior gender, the unattractive gender, monsters, sexual objects, and the list goes. It's all ungodly, unbiblical way of looking at people of the opposite gender. When someone do not resolve their opposite gender issues, that's how they look. If a man looks at women as just sexual objects, you have issues. Okay, you have issues towards the opposite gender. Okay, if a man looks at, if a woman looks at men are just chairs and tables, okay, because you're so into women. A woman is so into other women, but you come to men, you treat men as nothing. You have issues. You have issues. Yeah, so it's important to learn and allow the Spirit of God and the Word of God to teach us how to treat people of the opposite gender, how to love people of the opposite gender, how to look at people of the opposite, how to appreciate people of the opposite gender. That's godliness. Okay. Number 7, there is a practical and therapeutic method for resolving all 3 trigger issues. Okay. As you hear me say over and over again, there's 3 seasons in the journey of recovery. Tonight we're talking about the third one. So in every season there is a therapy. So let's go to the third bullet there, number 7. Okay, if you are, I mentioned that earlier in our conversation just now with Pastor Manda and all of you, when you are in the third season, you must go on the dating therapy. It's important. It's important. Dating therapies, DPR therapy is not just talking about it, it's doing something. You have to do something. I went out with Pastor Manda. So I knew I needed to do it. Long before, we got married, I spent time with her. I was deliberate. I want to overcome my issues towards women. I gave her a chance to be in my life. Even when she was not my wife, even when she was not my girlfriend, I opened up my life to her. This is a very nice girl. Do that, of course, not. You don't have to wait for a very nice. If the person of the opposite gender is fine, there are some nice qualities about them. You don't have to wait for another Pastor Manda to actually go for a dating therapy. Just nice people of the opposite gender, just go for it. Go for it. Spend time with them. Dating therapy is not dating. Dating therapy is therapy. Yeah, dating therapy is, of course, the word dating is there for a reason. We're talking about opposite gender. We're talking about breaking down walls. Yeah, we're talking about learning to look at them. Yeah, some of your, look at Pastor Man and me. Some of the dating therapy will end up as husband and wife. Yeah, but some won't. Some won't. Yeah, but important to take these practical steps. These therapies are practical steps. The self-loving therapy for season 1, the TPR therapy for season 2, and this dating therapy for season 3. These practical steps to take. For if you are already married, listen, some of you here, and some befriendees here, I hope you are paying attention and not doing something else while you are on VMeet. Okay, all of you. Okay, all of you, especially if you are a befriendee, listen. If you are a befriendee who's already married, then you need to take your spouse as your dating therapy. You need to. If you don't know how to do that, speak to your befriender about it. Speak to your discipler about it, and you got to take this seriously. If you don't want to grow old being the same person that you are now, you better take my advice. Okay? So if you are not married, then you can have dating therapy with anybody who's available. But if you are already married, okay, then you need to do dating therapy with your own spouse. And you can. It's possible. All right? Let's go. Verse 8. Verse 8. I'm so into the Bible, verse 8, watch out. Number 8, the dating therapy is about going out to experience personal interactions with others of the opposite gender and learning how to be with the opposite gender in a biblical manner. Number 9, the dating therapy is not about getting attached or thinking about marriage. It's not even dating, it's therapy. Number 10, the dating therapy is when two people of the opposite gender spend quality time with each other while acknowledging that they are the complementary gender to each other, to the other person. The key complements the keyhole. The fork complements the spoon. Yeah? A spoon doesn't complement another spoon. The key does not complement another key. It's useless. Similarly, so when we talk about the complementary gender, it has to be the opposite gender. When a man and woman put together, we get the full image of God. Two men together, it's not the full image of God. God created humans in his image. In his image, he made them male and female. Are you listening? For you to see the full image of God, you must see a man and woman coming together. And not necessarily, I'm not talking about husband and wife. If you see just a man, you are seeing half of the image of God. You see just a woman, you're seeing half. You want to see the full image of God, you got to see the man and woman. And I say this again, not necessarily husband and wife. Yeah, I say this again, the word of God says, not I say. God created humans in his image, and in his image, he created them male and female. So when you see me, you're not seeing the full image of God. You put me and another woman, and it's Pastor Man or two person, or that's a full image of God. So don't be left out in your life journey, not experiencing the full image of God. And again, I'm not talking about marriage here. So whether you end up marriage or not, that's not my business. That's not even your business. It's God's business. But don't continue living this life, not overcoming your issues towards the opposite gender. Don't. Let's go to the next page. Page 62, number 11. The dating therapy is not totally the same as actual dating. Actual dating is carried out to sustain that relationship. Dating therapy is ultimately carried out for recovery. It's therapy. Number 12, the befriendee is, if the befriendee is already married, he or she has to go out dating, okay, and not necessarily dating therapy, but you can call it either way. Of course, it's a bit weird to say I'm dating therapy with my own wife. Yeah, but it's okay, but it's kind of a dating therapy with your own spouse. And of course, you can't be doing dating therapy with another woman. You know, like for example, when I was married with Pastor Mender already, yeah, can you imagine? I'm going to dating therapy with another girl. Of course, it's crazy and unacceptable. So if you're dating, if you're married, then you got to do dating therapy with your own spouse. Definitely, that's like goes without saying. Number 13. It is especially vital for anyone to resolve the vacuum and barrier issues towards people of the opposite gender before entering marriage. Before entering marriage. But for those of you who didn't know better, okay, then okay, excuse, but for those of you, you are in VMeet and you still choose to be married without resolving your opposite gender issue, you are mad. You are asking for trouble. Don't do that. You know better, okay? If you have issues, whether it's vacuum or barrier towards the opposite gender, don't jump into marriage. Don't. Resolve your issues first, then you can consider marriage. It is especially vital. Okay, that 14. The befriendee who chooses to not resolve his or her vacuum and barrier issues towards the opposite gender has no chance to end up in a healthy, godly SMR, means opposite gender relationship with someone of the opposite gender, and unfortunately, he or she will never experience a lasting, joyful marriage. You insist on not resolving your opposite gender issues, you get married, your marriage will not be joyful, your marriage will not be lasting. Will not. Okay? And it's not too late to resolve your opposite gender issues, even as a married person. That's the good news for some of you. You need to hear that. Number 15, admiration is a great start for any kind of attraction. So if you ask me, can I have a clue what kind of people of the opposite gender should I do dating therapy with? I would say choose people that you have some kind of admiration. Admiration is not attraction. You don't say, I need to be attracted to her, or I need to be attracted to him. Then I go dating her. No, no, no. Even admiration. Like you admire her you admire him or her for little, little things. You can already choose those kind of people. Yeah. So I would say, if you choose people that you totally don't admire at all, a bit susah lah. You know? Yeah, but at least something about that person you admire. And this, I'm sure you cannot be overly too fussy about things. You know, like, oh, that person will be so perfect. Come on, you're not looking for a wife, you're not looking for a husband. It is just dating therapy. Yeah, just dating therapy. That person is female, boleh dah. If you want clue that might help you better, that it might be more impactful, find someone you admire little things about them. Then go for it. Go for it. There's many people you admire. If you are not in denial, look around. There's the people that you look at 10 people of the opposite gender, at least 5 of them you might admire something about them. It's not difficult to admire people. You got to open your eyes. See. Yeah. You will see. You will see admirable. I mean, I look at all the girls here in the VMeet tonight. Okay, I can tell you admirable points for each one here. I believe I'm able to do that. Of course, I'm not going to do that now. But I can't. Okay, I admire Pauline I admire this about Pauline. I admire this about Wena. I admire this about Valerie. I admire this, that about Violet. I can tell. I'm telling in my head right now what I admire about you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with admiration. Admiration is natural. You understand? I'm not talking about attracted. Attracted means you're drawn to that. Admire means you see with your eyes, you admire for certain values, certain reasons. Yeah, and admiration is enough for you to just go out with that person as a dating therapy. Correct? Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Number 16. Admiration is something powerful because every attraction begins with admiration. Okay, number 17, the barrier issue. The befriendee does admire the opposite gender but cannot go further, cannot allow himself or herself to be attracted with them because of the unresolved barrier issue. Yeah, this is a fact. Even as a befriendee, you know, you may have the barrier issue, but deep in your heart, you can admire people of the opposite gender, but you find it difficult to confess your admiration. You find it difficult to cross that admiration boundary because of your barrier issue. And on the other hand, the vacuum issue. The befriendee wants to rush into the opposite gender's life, and the fact is that all that rushing will not last. All that rush will not last. So this is the thing with the other side of the spectrum. The befriendee who has a vacuum issue towards the opposite gender, instead of resolving his or her vacuum issue, that person wants to be boyfriend and girlfriend so quickly. I want to be attached. I want to get married. It's so wrong. Because that person, and you have to understand why that person is like that. Why the befriend is like that. It's because of the vacuum issue. Like when your vacuum cleaner want to work fast, right? The vacuum cleaner want to work fast, right? So if a guy has a vacuum issue towards woman, they quickly want to, like, I want you to be my girlfriend. I want you to be my wife. It's like that. Even without resolving the vacuum issue. But that's dangerous. So if you as a girl, for example, you meet a guy with a feminine vacuum issue, you might misunderstand him and you think that he is so into you. He's not so into you. He has a vacuum issue. Any woman will do, not just you. You understand? Yeah, so he's like a vacuum cleaner. He want to suck you into his life. You feel so loved. He suck you into his life. You know what I'm talking about in many levels. Like he don't want you already because you know what? He'll find another girl because his vacuum has not been resolved. After having sex with you, his vacuum is still there because sex has not resolved his vacuum. But feminine love is going to resolve his vacuum. But sex with the woman is not going to resolve his vacuum. This is the vacuum issue towards the opposite gender. And you do not have a relationship with someone. Do not be the wife or do not be the girlfriend or boyfriend with someone who has a vacuum issue towards the opposite gender. They will never be satisfied because of the vacuum issue. They will start looking around and they will say, oh, I don't like her because she got this problem, she got that problem. They want to find somebody else. But the problem is him actually, his vacuum issue or her vacuum issue. If you have a relationship with someone with a vacuum issue, you will never be enough. Yeah? Because the only way he or she going to be satisfied is they receive love from you. But all the sex in the world you can give, this style, that style, whatever style you can do to have sex with them, they will still not be satisfied because sex is not going to satisfy them. Love will change them. Okay, let me carry on. Number 20, it is necessary for the befriendee to have a befriender who is willing to journey with him or her throughout the dating season. You know that, right? Whether you are doing your journey of recovery officially or unofficially, a befriender is a must. Don't do the journey alone in this third season or any season, any of the 3 seasons. 21, the dating therapy is only possible if the befriendee is open to the idea of going through this dating therapy with the opposite. If the befriendee said, I know a lot of befriendies, they insist on, it doesn't work lah, this dating therapy doesn't work lah, they pay our therapy. I don't know what to say, lor. It has worked for me. It has worked for a lot of people. It doesn't work for you. I don't know what to say. I can't teach you anything else. I can only teach you what I know. I can teach you what has worked for me. But if you're not open to the idea of, in the context of today's lesson, if you're not open to the idea of dating therapy, I can promise you, your opposite gender issue is not going to go away. It's not. And the good news is that it's not too late. You can still do it. There is a reason why you are listening to this lesson again today. For some of you, there is a reason why you're listening to this lesson today. And not just befriendees. This is anyone here who is having issues towards the opposite gender. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you how to go about doing dating therapy. Ask the Holy Spirit. He will help you. All that vacuum issue, barrier issue that you have towards the opposite gender will go 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold in Jesus' name for the glory of God. Now, Pastor Manda herself had issues, barrier issues. If you're wondering, how did Pastor Manda, for those of you who don't know her story, how did Pastor Manda develop asexual orientation? How? Because she was sexually abused. So that's why as I mentioned earlier, even though she was asexual, you wonder, how come she loved at first sight with Reverend Edmund? I thought she's asexual. Asexual does not mean aromantic. Are you following? Please learn this. The word a there in front of that word means a is without. Asexual means without sex, without desire for sex. But just because someone is asexual does not mean they are also automatically by default, they are also aromantic. Pastor Manda was very romantic. Even though asexual, she don't want sex, but she liked to be romantic because romantic is not sex. Are you following or not? She liked like Valentine, I love you, spend time together, go to the seaside, sit down together, eat fruits. That's what she likes. She likes the beach, spend time on the seaside. She's a romantic person. Yeah, she's like that. See, that's how she was able to fall in love with me, not because she want to have sex with me. Sex is not even in her mind because she's asexual, but she wants to be a romantic. Not to French kiss me. That's not. Maybe hold my hand, maybe spend time. That's a very romantic person. She always gave me flowers. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, every week she come to work, she'll bring flowers. Isn't it? Yeah. She'll come. We work together. For those who don't know, we were working together. I was a teacher. She was my assistant teacher. We were teaching in a school for special children. Every Monday, I think, she'll come and she'll bring flowers for me every Monday. So very romantic. She's very romantic, and for me, my best friend giving me flowers. I'm very happy. Yeah, but for her, it's very romantic. She was romantic. And it didn't work. In fact, all the flowers and all the loving, it we became best friends. Eventually we got married. So it did work in a way. And she, what I'm trying to say is that where was I going? I was trying to say is, how did Pastor Amanda develop an asexual orientation? Because she was sexually abused when she was a little child. So that's how she became asexual. So God used me, praise all glory goes to God, as a way to help her overcome her issues towards men in particular. She like she can like guys, but she cannot imagine herself being sexually involved with them. You understand? That's asexual. Asexual. No way she can be married to a normal guy at that time, lah. While she was still asexual. So in her journey of recovery, God used me in a practical way. Through our dating therapy, she overcame her barrier issue towards men, and I overcame my barrier issue towards women through our dating therapy in the 90s. Yeah, so for us, it helped us both ways. She got help through our dating therapy, and I also got help through our dating therapy. All right. Where am I? Where am I? Number 13, is it? It is especially vital for anyone to resolve. No. Where might help me, lah. Where am I?
19, is it?
19.
22.
22, thank you. Okay, the
Yeah.
be friendly opens up to those of the opposite gender in biblical manner and begins to discover the world of the opposite gender. So exciting, I'm telling you. Like my whole world has changed, when I went through the third season, went through my dating therapy and did well. I did well. Praise God. My whole world has changed. I tell you, really amazing. My world towards the opposite gender by learning the beautiful truth and unlearning the ugly lies about people of the opposite gender. And I say this again, it's never too late for anybody. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop here. I want all of you to go back and read on your own. Page 63, and a lot of things actually in this page are repetition. If you will see thought life, singular acts, we have done that in some other lessons. And my nose is getting blocked. You can hear me. So I'm going to send you away for in your breakout room right now. Okay, and we're going to talk about the season, the dating season. Okay, the first thing you're going to talk about is do you believe? Do you believe? I'm going to be a mixture of people in your group. Do you believe dating therapy works? Some people in your groups, you have experienced dating therapy, some you have not. So both people can answer. Those who have experience and those who have not experienced, what do you think? Even though you have not experienced dating therapy, you can have an opinion. So give your opinion. Do you think dating therapy works or don't work? Some of you have had experience, you can share experience. Talk about your dating therapy experience. I'm not talking about dating. I'm not talking about dating. It's more dating therapy tonight. Talk about what do you think? Does it work? Does it not work? What are your concerns? Okay, dating therapy. What are there any concerns that you have? If you are thinking about dating therapy for yourself, or even you are thinking about dating therapy for someone else, for your befriendee or future befriendee, what are your concerns? Example, what if I go dating therapy with that person fall in love with me? Talk about that. Discuss about dating therapy. Your concerns, your experience in dating therapy. Was it bad? Was it good? You have given up on dating therapy. You are now on dating therapy. Yeah, talk about dating therapy. And then secondly, what would be after that? What would be one or your highlight from the lesson today? Can also be when we're having this conversation with Pastor Manda and I earlier. And thirdly, of course, spend time in praying. So go away and come back. When Violet sends you back, you come back lah. Okay, she's going to send you out now and have a great sharing with one another. God bless.
Hello, hi everyone. Bye. All right, let's start sharing. Yeah, the first question. Yeah. Do you believe dating therapy works or not? Okay, so uh oh yeah, sure, Anita, no problem. Take a short break. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let me and my wife share first. I don't think I and my wife have been to any dating therapy. We go straight right into real dating lah, obviously. You know, what I can share is what I have seen from my befriendee when they are involved when he and the dating therapy partner when they on this dating therapy, because dating therapy at the end of the day is all about resolving the barrier issue, you know, a barrier victim issue lah. Yeah, these two. So I can see it works lah. It's working. However, I and my wife, we are not so we do not have any first-hand experience in this matter. We can only share from what we have seen in the others befriendees. Yeah. So any of us here, if what do you think? Do you think the dating therapy works, or is it like very very unconventional type of things?
Can ask a question?
Yes, sure.
Do all the befriendly have to go for dating therapy?
No, it's not a must. It's not a must. It is it's because it's a part of the program, part of it that will help the befriending to resolve their barrier issue, their vacuum issue. It's
Yeah.
it's part of it, yeah. With the opposite gender, yes. So it's not a must. However, it'd be very, very beneficial. Very, very beneficial. I've seen a befriending who used to see women differently. Now they treat women as a proper women in a sense.
So they must. How do they find a person that they can have for therapy? I mean, how do they choose? I mean, you like what Pastor Edmund says, that admirable people. Now, how does a befriending make a connection with the opposite sex for dating therapy?
So
I'm wondering how they do that, or they just go and make an appointment with the person and see whether the person want to go and have a dating therapy with the befriendly. That one I'm not sure. I'm a bit confused.
Okay, so usually how RIM works if a befriendee is under RIM directly. So if there is this male befriendee has this interest, and we have this female befriendee have the interest, so we will definitely introduce them. Are you guys want to pursue on this dating therapy or not? Because again, you know, it is not a dating type. It is a therapy. So there is no serious commitment. Of course, for a befriendee who wants to really seriously resolve their issues, they should put some effort lah, you know. But it's not so much on it's not so much on dating therapy. So dating therapy and dating are two different things altogether. Yeah, I hope that answer your question.
How do you match them, or the personality, of course, depending where they come from asexual or whatever.
The dating therapy is not.
How do you make the decision for the befriendly to have
Oh
a
no,
dating
we
therapy?
Yeah, we don't make decision for the befriendly. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It is the befriendly. Their prerogative if they really want to pursue in that. Yeah, into the dating therapy. Yeah. Again, because one of the common comments that we receive is that I'm not ready for dating. I'm not ready for dating. No, it is a therapy. It's not dating. Yeah. So again, I think this is something that I think Reverend explain it again and again. So it's two different things altogether. Yeah. Hope that answers. Mm. Any others have questions or their experience to share? Do you think it works or not works?
I think I share lah from my point of view because I actually dated both. I mean, the guy and girl. But I see macam for me, maybe for me lah, the dating therapy would not work lah for me because I see actually the similarities in both. Sama saja. All the quarreling also the same style also, no much different. And how I view both. Because like for me, I'm a demisexual kan, so I will see those I will only be able to have interested if they can match my intelligence. I mean, based on conversation lah. So even if I think I go for dating therapy, kan the woman, I think if going for woman, the woman must be able to attract me in a very interesting conversation, then I might be able to go lah. But if I going for dating therapy, will be a bit difficult lah for me, I feel, because there will be a lot of clashes and so on. So I'm not sure how it will really work lah. But for me, I think personally, dating therapy would not work for me lah because I think same saja for me lah. Yeah.
I want to respond to Irving. But I think based on what you just shared, you're looking at dating therapy as dating. Because dating therapy, depending on what issues you're having, whether it's a vacuum or barrier. All right. So if you're talking about resolving your issues, basically you're allowing the person of course, first and foremost, we don't have dating therapy with just anybody. So I mentioned earlier, you need to open up to dating therapy with wisdom. And clue would be people who you admire. There's some kinds of admiration that you have, not just anybody. That's the first thing, of course, being spirit-led, you know. But to the whole goal of the dating therapy, let's talk about the most of our befriendees have a barrier issue. Most of our befriendees have barrier issue towards the opposite gender. Okay, that's the case for the majority of our befriendees in our community. The whole idea is not about I'm trying to connect with you, so to have a relationship with you, but more of like I'm trying to change my point of view towards the opposite gender. It's not even towards this individual, but towards the opposite gender. Like for example, if you have a boy has a nagging mother, the mother nag. That's it. So in their minds, they may not realize it. The reason why they have the barrier issue towards they don't like women because they look at women as naggers, because that's their experience. They might not even remember it, but as they go through, as the Spirit of God comes, then they find out the reason I have a barrier issue towards women because I had a nagging mom. But God will bring new women into your life in your dating therapy who are not naggers. So that itself is powerful, that you begin to allow the Spirit of God to use these new women who are not naggers to give you a different point of view. And that itself will break down the walls, the barrier issue that you have. So that's just a simple example. So it's not about this particular woman that I like, I have chemistry. No, that sounds more like dating. Dating therapy is basically, it's a spiritual thing. It has to be spirit-led. That's why every befriendee has to have a solid spiritual journey more than anything else. So the Spirit of God, just as how the Spirit of God led Pastor Manda into my life, the Spirit of God will lead the right women into your life. So if you conclude quickly, dating therapy doesn't work for me, it's very difficult. Because is that how in the world are those walls going to be broken down? You're not finding for someone who's going to match you intellectually. That's more like finding for a wife, if you ask me. But this is just dating therapy. And we allow the Spirit of God to choose whichever individual. Is up to him. That God chose Pastor Manda for me. And eventually we became husband and wife. So I think it's dangerous to say to conclude, dating therapy doesn't work for me. It's dangerous because a lot of befriendees has made this mistake. And that's just like, that's exactly what the devil doesn't want you to hold on to good things. This is a good thing. Yeah, so I want you to take this conversation away and to rethink about this. I want you to do that for yourself. I mean, I'm glad that you're sharing this, and I'm glad that you're sharing the right time. I'm here to respond to you, to take this away with you and rethink what you're saying. And I would challenge you to continue going. Unless you're telling me you are sure there is no opposite gender issues, maybe that's a different story. But even that, I would say, if you are going through, what season are you in right now?
Celibacy. My end. This is my last month. I've been going
You're in
to season two next.
second season, second
Uh,
season.
second season will be next month.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So yeah, but still, we talk about dating therapy in the third season, okay, which is your future season. But if there's an opportunity right now to do dating therapy, just do it. If God sends the right women, girls into your life, just go for it. Just go for dating therapy. Yeah, don't shut the door. All right.
yeah, Ref, I think I just over shortcut is because I felt that sometimes might people confuse dating therapy with dating, because sometimes I think maybe too invested in the dating therapy, it somehow become like a dating thing, then a lot of miscommunication and so on. That
Yeah. All right. But it's okay. We
hmm,
practice makes perfect. Okay. A lot of people start dating therapy like dating, and I like a lot of people start DPR therapy like as though it's a real DPR. Big mistake. Big
hmm,
mistake. Even I did that mistake as well in the area of DPR therapy. I treated my DPR therapy like real DPR, focusing on the relationship instead of focusing on the therapy. DPR therapy is not DPR. Dating therapy is not dating, it's therapy. So
hmm.
you are right. So thank God for that wisdom. So make sure it's like you don't even have to say to the person, I'm going for dating therapy. She's a nice girl. Just go out, have lunch, talk, laugh, break the ice, break the walls. That's all. Say, Holy Spirit, I'm going for dating therapy. You know, I know. She doesn't even need to know. For her, is that I'm going out with Irving, a nice guy. That's all. That's it. That's dating therapy, lah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's very free and easy. It will help you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna move to another room.
Okay, thank you,
Right.
Ref.
That's
Welcome.
yeah. It's good to have a CPU. So that's
Yeah.
all right.
Can I ask another question? Is somebody talking? What if the person say, I want to stay single? I don't want to go through this, even though he or she may have issue.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
it's the person choice, man.
yeah lah.
Person choice. Yeah, it is. I strongly believe in. I mean, RM has always believed that in this, there's no forcing and all that. So it is the person choice. However, it will come out questions. I mean, you want to resolve it, but you do not want to put effort in that. So there's something that the person themselves will have to evaluate lah. The persons themselves will have to come to the conclusion. Yeah, because it's three seasons, 3 years is a commitment. Is hard work. Is hard work. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's the befriendees benefit. None of befrienders or the teachers or I mean, we will be tremendously blessed. However, the benefits will still lies with the befriendees themselves. We have 20 seconds. One more question, I think. We still have one more question. Any concerns, concerns about what Rev was sharing? Because it's a deep topic. Yeah, we understand that. Yeah. So okay, if there's no question, let me just close in a very short prayers. We thank you a lot for this timely discussion a lot. We ask a lot that whatever Rev has shared with us, may this continue to be sealed in our hearts and our minds, oh Lord. May continue to guide us in the name of Jesus. I pray. Amen. Okay, guys, I'll see you back in the main room. Bye-bye.
All right. Is everybody here? Violet?
Yes, everybody back.
Okay. So did you have a good sharing session in your breakout room? Yes? Is there something that is Irving still around? Irving, are you still around? I had a good sharing. I responded to Irving. So I want Irving to share what we talked about. Okay, can you, if you don't mind, Irving? I just want to. Irving said something, and then I responded to Irving, and I felt that was powerful. But I want the rest of you to learn from the conversation that Irving and I had in his breakout room. So can you just like recap what I told you and to be a blessing to the rest? Go ahead. Can just go ahead, share with them.
Okay. I actually viewed dating therapy as a dating situation already, and I already said that it doesn't work for me lah. But then, Ref explained to me that don't look it as a dating, but uh, uh, take take it as maybe there are some from my understanding just now, like actually corrected me also because maybe there's some barriers in me with me with opposite gender that I maybe have not resolved yet. So I should just only treat it as a therapy and see how it goes on it, not just need to make it as a conclusion. It's dating as dating lah, yeah, which also Ref already corrected me because in my mind I was already thinking that what if I get confused during the therapy and I treat it as a real thing as a dating like that, yeah.
So I said, when you go out with a girl, what do you do? What kind of girl you choose? Can you share with them?
Just any good girl, and then I will just only have a nice dinner or nice conversation and talk, and just any yeah lah, just any go with the spirit flows. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a spiritual thing, the big aspect of the JOR is the spiritual aspect. So you got to be spirit-led in your dating therapy, your DPR therapy, and I told Irving, I said, the girl doesn't even need to know that it's a dating therapy. And obviously don't tell the girl it's a date. Just say, can we go out for a drink? Of course, sometimes she might be thinking, maybe he's interested in me. She might do that, so but don't overthink. But don't have to mention, let's go out for a date. Don't have to mention, oh, this is dating therapy. It's just like she's a nice girl that you admire her on some levels. Invite her out for a drink. Invite him out for a meal and just have a good time and allow the Spirit of God to use that person as a way to just break down barriers, break down walls, or even allow you to experience that gender love that God can bring into your life through that individual. Yes, well, it's a learning phase lah. So, but I love it that Irving, you just mentioned that sometimes we don't realize it at the back of your head. The reason why you may not even consider dating therapy because there's already some barriers there. There's some fears. That itself is a barrier. If I go out with her, what happens if she falls in love with me? If I go out with her, what happens? She expects me to be a boyfriend. That itself is a barrier. And that is exactly what Satan wants. If I thought that way, then I will never end up with Pastor Amanda the way I've ended up. If I had all those what if, that nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. Now, I'm not asking you guys like break promises. Just ask for a drink. Just ask for a meal. Let's go out. It's all. And that's it. Don't say nothing. I'm not going to marry. And no, you're not finding for a spouse. Or just don't take it too seriously. Yeah. I didn't make the mistake in my dating therapy, but I made that mistake in my DPR therapy. I treated my DPR therapy as though they were my real DPR. That was a big mistake I did in my early days. But with my dating therapy, I didn't do that mistake. I treated my dating therapy as therapy. Yeah, so that mistake is dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. So sometimes people end up in the wrong place because they treated the therapy like the actual thing. That's why they end up in the wrong place. They treated the DPR therapy as a DPR. They treated the dating therapy as a real date. That's where things become very messy. And then at the end of the day, they blame the therapy. oh, because of dating therapy, because of DPR therapy, that's why. No, it's your mistake. It's your mistake. It's a therapy. So yeah, and don't allow the enemy to stop you guys from going deeper in your recovery. And then you decide to not go to the therapy. And it's not too late, not just for befriendees. Any of you have same gender issues, even if you're not a befriendee. If you have same gender issues, go out, go on DPR therapy. You have opposite gender issues, even if you're not a befriendee, go for dating therapy. You can apply this. Of course, befriendees, you have no choice. You are a befriendee, you got to do it. But for non-befriendees, if you recognize, then you got to partake of these therapies. And for season 1, what do you have? You have the self-loving therapies, doing whatever it takes to love yourself, living a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy. Because self-issues means you are not loving yourself. That's the first season. For those who are new here, if you have self-issues, you don't have to go on a journey of recovery. Okay, what you need to do is go on the self-loving therapy. Do practical things. All these 3 therapists are doing practical things. Self-loving therapy, do things that start exercising, start eating healthy, drinking more water, start looking at yourself in the mirror, start speaking about yourself positively. This is self-loving therapy. Yeah. So I hope you guys caught it, especially for today's lesson. Dating therapy is not dating. And I'm telling you, you see me as living example. It's so powerful, so powerful. I thank you for spending your Saturday evening with me once again. It was wonderful, and I hope that you all were blessed tonight. I look forward to see all of you next month, last VMeet for 2024. Yeah, I don't know how many of you are going to graduate this year. If you're not going to graduate this year, I hope you will graduate next year. You can compile this year's attendance with next year to get 12 full attendance you need to have. So how many of you roughly you're going to be there in DUMC, roughly? I hope it's not just me. How many of you going to be in DUMC next month? Come on. More hands. Erwin, you can fly. Come on. Sheldon, are you going to be there in DUMC? It's going to be an amazing night. It's good that some of you are going to meet each other for the very first time. Okay, start planning. Start planning. Yeah, and we have worship together, and then we have a meal first. We have worship, and we have our lesson there. Of course, people who are out of Malaysia, it's a bit difficult lah. But you can still join us virtually. Yeah, we go on hybrid. So I look forward to seeing all of you next month in VMeet 12, and graduation will be the Saturday after that in Malacca. God bless. Take care. All right. Love you guys. Shalom, everybody. I survived my voice.
All right.
Praise God. Yeah. Thanks for praying, guys.
And